All right, sixth grade. This video is going to be a real short one. This is just to cover information that I think you should study for your test, which again is on Thursday morning at 9 a.m. So remember, have everything ready to go by 9 a.m. Don't open up your computer at 9 a.m. Don't pull out all your notes and open up the tabs at 9 a.m. Have all that ready to go before 9 a.m. because the hardest part about this test is the time crunch. I don't think you're going to think the questions are difficult. I think you guys, if anything, you're going to struggle with finishing it on time because that seems to be the pattern with your class. All right, so here's what you need to know. Actually, I'll go over the structure first. 1 through 5 are fill in the blank. They're 1 point each. This test is 40 points, so only the vocab section is only 5 points out of 40. Do not waste your time on the vocab section. If you do not have time to do the vocab section, don't do it. Skip it. Those 5 points are not worth it. In fact, you should save the vocab section for the very end of the test. Don't even look at it until you finish the rest of the questions. The other 35 points come from questions 6 through 10. So 6, 7, and 8 are short answer questions. And 9 and 10 are long answer questions. There's no extra credit on this one, so it's just going to be a straight 40 points. Okay, things you need to focus on. Remember, the resurrection is contained in all 4 Gospels. So I put Matthew, Luke, and John all on one slideshow for you guys. And then you also need to know the resurrection from Mark's Gospel, which is on the different slideshow, the Mark slideshow. Okay, so things you need to know. What Jesus does to convince people that he literally rose from the dead. Another way I could phrase that is, what do the gospel writers show Jesus doing and show other people in the gospels doing to show that Jesus is actually risen from the dead? Right? He's not a vision, he's not an apparition, he's not a ghost or a spirit. He's physically there. You need to know what Jesus' resurrection actually was. All right? So there are many things that a resurrection is, and there are many things that a resurrection is not. So you need to have a really good definition of resurrection. I talk about this in a handful of videos that I posted. So if you haven't watched those yet, you need to watch them. You need to know about the basis for the different sacraments in these resurrection stories. All right? So there's a part that talks about the Eucharist. Right? There's a part that talks about the sacrament of confession. I believe there's a part that talks about baptism. All right? You need to be familiar with those different scenes. You should know, let's see, trying to figure out how to phrase this without giving away the question. All right, I'll just tell you. There is a long answer question from John chapter 20 or 21. Right? And this is the question that's worth the most points on the whole test. You can probably look at John chapter 20 and 21 and figure out what that question is going to be about. All right, that's it. Just a short video. Remember, if you have questions during the test, you can ask me on Classroom or on Remind, and I will answer them. Be ready to go at 9 a.m. You have until 9:40 or 9:45. I forget what it is. It says on Classroom. So it's like basically a 45-minute test. All right.